So I talk to my girlfriends, all right? And when they see entrepreneur on dating apps, they automatically assume the guy just probably doesn't have a job. And he just puts out his title as like, I'm pursuing some goal in life, but really I'm unemployed and I'm gonna put entrepreneur.
Right. I'm a passionate loser. The music and everything?
What don't you get? It's just like you're pretty, smart, outgoing, and you're fun. So I don't understand. What don't you understand? How are you still single?
Welcome back to the podcast. How are you still single? A podcast about dating in the modern world. I'm your host, Ashley Rodabaugh, and this is season 2, episode 3, Dating as an Entrepreneur. And I have with me today my friend Tom. Say hi.
How's it going, crew? Are you sure this is the right episode?
But yes, we
Definitely.
already messed up the intro, but it's fine. That's what it's like having a podcast. It's definitely not perfect by any means. Mine's not. I'll tell you that right now. So Tom and I met at a startup weekend. I don't know if he remembers, but I definitely remember him. You remember?
I remember you. I don't remember the idea that you pitched though.
It was an app called Carpool, and it was like using corporations and starting like a carpool within this like big corporations.
Oh, I think Share, the company. I think there's a company that does that called Share.
There's one at the time. There's already one out in California. So yeah. Oh. And there was one in India too. So it wasn't like a unique idea. It was just trying to solve it in Columbus, Ohio.
All right.
Were you part of a team then or no?
I did one startup weekend and I got first place and I'm still working on the company. So
why don't you tell people about your company?
So yeah, I'm the inventor of the Grypmat. It's a flexible tool tray. A lot of mechanics use it. So I was an F-16 mechanic in the Air Force, was tired of my tools sliding off the aircraft. And in my mom's car, I noticed she had a non-slip mat on her dashboard to hold her cell phone in place when driving. So I just started making them larger for tools. And 3 years later, finally came up with a product we could sell. And it's been about 6 or 7 years since I've been working on the company. So that's what I do full time.
You're killing it.
Yeah, we've actually I've been crushing this quarantine. It's been awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, everyone's stuck inside and probably watching advertisements and buying stuff. So I'm sure you're part of that.
Yeah, we've been like shifting our ads to really focus on like law enforcement, and then because they like to like clean their equipment in the Grypmats, and then because we were really focused on automotive, kind of went flatline, and then we did that actually about 6 weeks ago. I escaped to Hawaii, so I've been in Hawaii for coming up with 6 weeks, and I've been playing the stock market. I've made like 10 grand in the stock market, and
wow.
I hopefully we have another pandemic. I'm kidding. I do not hope we ever have a pandemic again, but I'm definitely like making it work and finding the bright side of everything.
You're pivoting and you're doing well with your pivots.
Yeah.
As I learn in the entrepreneurial world.
Yeah.
So I want to talk to you first. Are you single?
I am single.
All right. Perfect.
I'm like quarantine single. I'm just like someone,
I feel you. Yes.
The old neighbor lady rides her bike by and I'm like, hey.
Are you single? So I want to talk to you first about dating before you really like launch your company. So I talk to my girlfriends, all right? And when they see entrepreneur on dating apps, they automatically assume the guy just probably doesn't have a job. And he just puts out his title as like, I'm pursuing some goal in life, but really I'm unemployed and I'm going to put entrepreneur.
Right. I'm a passionate loser. Yeah, I can see that. I honestly like, I hate it when people are like, they do this like, I don't know, this like ego thing with saying that they're a CEO. And I'm like, you're just a dude in a garage. Or people would be like, so who's your CEO? And back in the day, I was like, I guess me, but like, I'm the CEO, the CFO, the guy that cleans the fucking toilets. I'm the dude that does everything. And then, I mean, now we're starting to make more headway, and we got a real team. But yeah, entrepreneur. I don't like it when people, I don't know. It's like so used. It's way overused.
So I know some startups use different titles then to make it a little more fun. I'm working for a startup right now, and we attempted it, but it didn't really go too far because we're regulated. But do you have like a unique title for yourself now?
Yeah, they call me Lord. I'm just
Lord.
kidding.
I feel like
I'm just kidding. No, they not really. That's a good idea. We should do that. But one thing that I thought was cool is that we're like launching an affiliate program. An ambassador program. And we switched it from calling them ambassadors to champions. So we're calling them Grypmat champions. So I thought that was pretty cool.
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was your dating life when you were first starting off? And like you hadn't been on Shark Tank. I don't know if you talked about that, but I know you've been on Shark Tank and you've kind of had a lot of success since then. So like what was the dating life before that? Like was it normal? Did you have a good dating life? Did you go on the apps?
I was like hardcore Christian back in the day. So I was like, scouting all the Christian girls. And I would go to this thing called Soma, which was like for young adults. I lived in Toledo, Ohio. And that was the way someone described it was that it was like real life eHarmony. And I was like, yeah, that's actually pretty accurate. And then honestly, for like a long time, from like 22 years old to like 26 or 27, I didn't seriously date anyone because I was so focused with Grypmat. And yeah, it was pretty, I have kind of like a really unique dating life. It's like TMI, but like I was like super Christian. So I was a virgin until I was 26. So I was like, it's kind of a weird perspective because like as a Christian and you're a virgin, that's like the epiphany. That's like the top. That's like what you like want. And then when you go to like the real world, you're like the worst possible thing that you could have. Like you don't know what you're doing. You're clingy. You're like, inexperienced. You not going to last long. And it's just like, so it was like kind of a weird transition through that phase. But yeah, it's cool now. It's dating now with like in the entrepreneurship. I feel like there's this really like misunderstanding of like how important the company is for an entrepreneur at like the phase I'm in, where like, so I've got friends who are entrepreneurs, obviously, and if they tell me anything of like, hey, I got to cancel because issues at the office, like that's all I need to know. It's to me like it's almost like I'm a single mother and like my kid is this company. So like single mom to single mom, if they plan on like going out to dinner for like months in advance, and then they're like, hey, my kid's sick, like no questions asked, they get it. Like it's a bummer, but like they're not going to be butthurt about it. But when it comes to dating, like they do not get that at all. It's just like, I'm putting out fires. I'm trying to avoid going bankrupt. I'm trying to like prevent this company from returning $500,000 worth of product. I can't hang out tonight. They're just like, man, he's so conceited, or he's like so into himself. But yeah, it is definitely like different.
Have you had that? Have you had a hard time finding people that really understand your need to put your business first, or has that been hard in the dating world?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I feel like the perception that a lot of people, I don't want to say like women, but like people that I've dated is like they want to have someone who is passionate, someone like who is like an Elon Musk, but they would never want to actually date an Elon Musk who's working like 90 hours a week and who's like gone all the time and like not responsive and like busy with other things. they like I feel like a lot of people want the idea of that, but they don't actually like want to, you know, actually like go through it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have noticed like through men and women who are like, I would say like rock stars, is that sometimes they'll like get someone, I'm like, that's not quite a match, because they just want someone to like be there. Like they don't want like another rock star that's like super busy. Like they're a rock star, they're super busy. They just want like to come home to someone who's going to like listen, or someone who's going to not talk about their stuff that they're doing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you just want someone to like be there for you and support you and be your home life.
Yeah, not so much like this rock star power couple. Just like, so I mean I still want someone who is like a rock star, someone who is like, I guess what I've been struggling with is I've been finding like I get in this trap of someone I'm like really attracted to, and then I realize that they're not like a big picture like player or like visionary, and it like really frustrates me of just like, you know, I want to like make big changes in the world, and they're telling me how they just paid off their credit card, or they just paid off their like someone was telling me that they paid off their couch. And I was like, you had a couch on credit? Like what? Like, what are you doing? Like, have you adulting, right? Come on.
You should also congratulate them. I feel like people, you know, little things sometimes mean a lot for some people, but maybe not someone you want to date, I suppose.
Yeah. I'm like, that's exciting, that's good, but I'm like, Jesus.
Do you feel like your limelight moment and having been on Shark Tank, did that change anything? Like, did people start sliding into your DMs and want to date you? And
so I want to say no, but yes.
I thought so.
I have had like a lot of DMs sliding in that's like really like random and weird. Another thing is the Shark Tank episode makes me look like a fucking like 4-star general, like taking control of the whole situation, and sometimes I get chicks that are like, oh my god, and like they have like some of the best editors there to make me look awesome, which I mean I'm awesome, but like they make me they make me look, you know, next level. But yeah, I do get some like, I get like, some like random DMs, and I had one girl hit me up on LinkedIn, and
that's an interesting dating tactic.
Yeah, it was weird, and she was just like, hey, I'm in marketing, if you like need anything, let me know. And then she like lived in, I think, Atlanta or something, and it's the DM slides are not, I think I almost like am getting how like women feel of like, it's not like, oh my gosh, this beautiful, amazing, intelligent woman like slid in my DMs and now we're dating. It's usually like the edgy ones of like, what the fuck is, like, something happened in your childhood that like but
you need help.
Yeah, and I can't give that to you. Like, if you need rubber trays, Grypmats, like let me know, but like we need something more than that. I usually, this one time that was like perfect. So like my last girlfriend, so she was from Brazil, and like the first date we went on, we went to this bar downtown, and I think we grabbed a drink or grabbed some dinner or whatever. And right as we walked in, this guy comes up to me and he goes, "Are you Tom Burton?" And I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Can I take a picture with you?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And he takes a picture with me. The thing is, she has no idea what Shark Tank is, so she's just like whatever. But she's like seeing this guy like come up to me, like take a picture, and she was like, "Why? What was that about?" And I was like, I'm thinking that was perfect timing. Yeah.
If you're going to impress somebody, like that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
What has been your longest relationship?
Honestly, that's probably like a struggling point for me. My longest relationship is like roughly 6 months, 6 to 8 months. So yeah, I mean, the thing is, I think I have like this, I think I have this like issue in my like dating life where, so when I was in high school, I got turned down for prom. It was this like situation where like her friend was like, you got to ask her, she's like, she wants you to ask her. So I did it. And like, she said no. And I was like, what the heck? I was like horrified. I think I was like 17, like a junior in high school or something. And now I think I have like this fear of like, cause I've noticed like I'll act different around the ones that I actually like. And then the ones that are like, I mean, I'm attracted to, but the ones I'm like super attracted to, like I know I'm really attracted to, I'll like shy away, which is weird because it's like different than any other part of my life. Where with Grypmat and everything else, I'm like just swing for the fences. Like we're gonna keep asking, we're gonna keep going until we fucking get it. And then when it like comes to dating, I'm almost like timid, like this timid deer. I'm like, why is everything switching?
Tom,
And
I have a very similar story. So I wrote a book, and I talk about it all the time on my podcast, and I unfortunately don't have it next to me. I forgot to bring it, but I talk about that, and it was actually in junior high when it happened to me, and I asked a guy out because I'm very, you don't know me that well, but I think in the little bit that you know of me, I'm pretty loud, outgoing, loud, and if I want to do something, I just go and ask for it. So that's what I did. I was like, oh, I like him. He seems to like me. Like, I'll just ask him. Like, why do I have to wait for him to ask me? And he said no to me. But not only that, Tom, I had to go to school, and I talk about this in my book. I go to school, and his friend, when we were sitting in class and like all the students are there and the teacher's not there yet, his friend goes, hey, Ashley, do you remember when you asked him out and he said no? And the whole class laughed at me. The whole class laughed at me.
oh.
And so like I really think it's like had an impact on my dating life since then. And I am not very like, I will take some time to like tell a guy that I'm interested in them, because I'm like, well, in the past it didn't work out very well for me, right? Like, so I get that. I think it totally has an impact on your dating life and later on.
How do you overcome it?
I don't know.
There's been like a few times where like I've done this twice and it's like been successful twice, where somehow if I can put my mind in the state of just like, fuck it, like you're not gonna, like it's gonna be a no, then I'll just like, my mood will be like more authentic and like normal.
Yeah.
And it works. Like it's worked both times. I remember, so I was like 22 and like there was this girl from my hometown who was like, she was 5 years older than me. So like growing up, so my sister's 7 years older than me. So she would like kind of hang out in the same crowd. And it was, so growing up, this is like the girl that's like older and like, and I would just tease her like I was in like middle school, and she just thought it was fucking hilarious. And then we ended up started dating. It was so weird. And then the same thing happened like a couple years ago. We didn't end up dating because she like lived in Cali, but it was just like if there's like the second I decide I like them, then it's like over. Like harness me being like an asshole.
I find I have a lot of guys that do that to me. Like they're really mean to me and they don't even notice it. And I call them out on it. I'm like, why are you being mean to me right now? Like, I don't know what I did to you. And they're like, I'm not being mean to you. They get defensive. But then they usually, once I call them out on it, they like are nicer to me when they realize they're like, I don't know if it's like a guard for them. So I get it. I see it. I've had the same treatment. I'm like, what? It's like your defense mechanism. Like if you like somebody, you're just like, I don't want them to know, like, because you've been turned down. It's like, I don't want them to know that I like them. So like I have to show them I don't, but then it's like mean.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, how is it like is it weird or creepy if like a stranger comes up to you is like, hey, I think you're beautiful?
No, some people are like that. So I've said this to people.
When you say some people are like that, what do you mean?
There's girls out there that will be really rude to you if you do that. And so it makes it hard. But I've had a guy do that to me, and I honestly made my night. And I was like, oh, thanks. Really? And then he walked away, and I was like, wait, don't you want to talk more? Like, I didn't understand that aspect of it. But no, it made my night. Like, I thought it was really sweet. I mean, there's a difference between you coming up and saying you look beautiful than you coming up and saying, dang, girl, you look hot. Like, look at that butt. Like, you know what I mean? If you're respectful about it. Do you do that, Tom? Do you do that? So there's like a way to do it that's respectful that girls will like and appreciate it. And if they don't, then they probably suck as a person and you don't want to continue talking to them anyway.
So sometimes when I wear like the bow tie and suspenders out, like I'll wear like not like knee-high socks and bowling shoes. And
so classic. That's just great.
I get like these looks. I get looked at by chicks how like guys look at girls.
Yeah.
And I totally can like, I get the feeling of like being treated like a piece of meat, but I love it. I love it. I love being treated like a piece of meat.
You love that. Okay.
I'm kidding.
Everyone heard that. When you see Tom out and about, treat him like a piece of meat. He loves it. Whistle at him.
I think it's just funny. Like I get so many like weird reactions from this outfit. Like this one time, like it was an older girl. She's like dancing and I'm like doing my thing dancing. And she like is just like clinging to me. And she's like, it's my birthday. And I was like, okay, happy birthday. And then I was like, she's like grinding on me. And I was like, so where's your boyfriend? And she's like, oh, my husband here. And I was like, what is going on right now? I'm trying to get a third party for your birthday or what? Yeah, it was.
I will say too, I think that it kind of depends on where you're at. I live in Chicago now, and when I was in school in Chicago too at the time, I would wear like outfits that I didn't think were that risky, but were different, like furry boots and stuff like that. And when I went home, like I'm from Lima, Ohio, 419. When I went home, people were like, what are you wearing? You look weird. Like, so I think I think if you showed up in Chicago with like that, I don't think many people would think anything of it. They'd be like, oh, cool, he's got a cool outfit on. But
I think, yeah, there's certain like areas in the country I've realized just like New York loves the outfit.
Yeah.
They like, there'd be like photographers coming up to like just, they would ask me for my information, and sometimes they'll text me, be like, hey, let me know when you want to do a photo shoot in New York. Like it's free. Like, okay.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, actually, so quick funny story. We had a Shark Tank reunion in New York. I wore this outfit, and we were like this rooftop in like downtown Manhattan, and part of the rooftop was like blocked off because it was a private party. I'm going in the private party. So I walk in there and I just start dancing, and like there wasn't too much dancing. And then when I started dancing, like everyone's getting like super hyped. And I realized everyone there was French and like no one could really speak English. So then I end up like leaving. It's like around midnight. We're getting in the elevator, and there's like 3 or 4 of us. And the elevator gets flooded with like the French party because they let out too. And they saw me and they got so excited. All the French people started jumping, and we got locked in we got like stuck in the elevator. It was only like for 20 minutes, but it was just super funny.
Only 20 minutes? That's
yeah,
scary.
Yeah. It was funny because I was talking to my friend Liz about this. Like she was in the elevator, and like I was talking to someone else, and then I hear Liz just screaming, like flipping out, like she's like real short. She's looking up at this guy, like grabbing him by the shirt, and is like, she's like, "You're a moron. Can you translate that? Why would you jump in the elevator?" And I was like, "Whoa, Liz." She's like,
I can see you being chill about it too. You'd be like, whatever. There's French people here. Let's just dance in the elevator while they let us out.
yeah, I was like, let's freak out like after 1 hour. Like before 1 hour, we'll just like hang out, you know? We don't know how long we're gonna be here. It could be like 10 more minutes.
Well, clearly you handle crisis very well.
Yeah.
In any state, whether it's work or personal time.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I had a great time, Tom. And before we finish up, I'm gonna do some music transition and ask you to give us a dating tip at the end. Cool.
Dating tip. Okay, I got it.
Okay, so what tip? Also, I love your dance moves. What is a dating tip that you can give my listeners?
I'll do 2 tips. A real tip is dancing. If you're good at dancing, that's a good one. What I learned last night is called negging. Have you heard of it?
I've not.
Okay, so I've never heard of negging. So let me see if I can like recite it. We had our neighbors over for dinner last night against the 6-foot rule.
I was gonna say I see your social distancing.
Yeah, so negging is like you'll say something like rude or negative, and then like because it like sparks their attention. So I don't really like to focus on the negative part, but it is. I like after we talked about it, I was like, actually, I think I have done the negging thing before.
Has it worked?
I think it really depends on the person, and
yes,
I think
I was gonna say that.
Yeah, I think there's like a variety, like how we were saying, like calling you, like telling you that you're beautiful. I think if you do the negging properly, you'll have a much broader success. So like, you don't want to be permanently an asshole. You just want to be like, do that thing that's going to, because you'll get those girls that like everyone's telling them that they're beautiful or whatever. But if you do like something quick of like, one time I did it, someone said a joke to me about me, and I just went like this. I go and then just stopped. and then I don't know, that was kind of like a rudish thing that got their attention.
Yeah, I don't think I would take it very well. I'll be honest. And I've also I've had guys that will do the technique of like, oh, I'll hit on their friend, and then she'll get jealous and like want to talk to me. And I'm the kind of person that I love when my friends get hit on, and I will literally help you meet up with my friends. Like, that will not work for me. I will not be jealous. I literally would be like, great, you like her. Like, how do I make this work? So,
how did you know that they weren't just into your friend?
No, I mean, sometimes that's true, but sometimes it's the other way. You're right, Tom. You're right.
Because there's been situations for me where like with the whole like insecurity thing of someone I actually like, I was like more relaxed with their friend because I wasn't attracted to them. So then therefore it was easier for me to talk to the friend.
Yeah.
So yeah, give me a dating tip. I feel like you got all the dating tips.
Well, you should read my book and listen to my podcast episode.
Okay. So
honestly,
buy Ashley's book. Okay, perfect.
No, really, I've given a lot of tips, and like probably my biggest thing is just to be yourself, which you're really good at. And that's like, when I say that, it's like own everything. Like, be who you are, and like don't try to pretend to be somebody else. So like, if you want a goofy dance, like goofy dance, and if the person doesn't like that, then you probably don't want to be with them. They're probably too stuck up for you, right? Like, got to stick up their butt. So like, that's my biggest tip.
I would say dating tip. This one works very well. Go to a gay bar.
Me,
guys.
you. Oh yes.
Guys go to gay bars.
I should. Yes.
There's
a lot that I go to gay bars because usually the guys aren't rude to me and trying to get up all on me. So I have
right. There's gay guys. Girls feel more comfortable. There's less competition. They got their walls down. Then there's me, the predator. Just kidding. Me swimming in. But what I've seen a few times, I'll do this to flake out competition or just like fuck with other guys in the groups. Sometimes the other, like let's say there's a group of people, the guys in the groups will be very against going to like a drag bar or drag club. Usually, sometimes they don't really care, but the girls are always down, always down. So there was this one situation. I think the guy's name was like Garrett. I like the first night I met him, he was like hardcore hitting on this girl she was married. I'm like, dude, relax. And I was like, hey girls, you wanna go to a drag show? And everyone's from out of town, and they're like, yeah, let's go. And we go, and Garrett's very like he's the last one in, very like not against, like not wanting to be there. And I had a bunch of like $1 bills, so I was like giving the ones to the girls to go give to the drag queens. And I was like, Garrett, you want $1? He's like, no, I'm good. And then I like took a selfie with me and like Garrett in the background. He's like, he goes, it's like, why did you take that? That's serious. Why did you take that picture? I was like, dude, your face is priceless right now. I just want to get a picture. He's like, I need you to delete that right now. And so that just like sends off like bad vibes to everyone. So therefore, like, you just look like a hero, having everyone go to the drag bar. So
yes, and you can also see the type of people that are comfortable in their own skin, and it sounds like your friends are that comfortable.
Right. I've been to a few like stuck up places in like Columbus that have like look at me like, oh, I'm like, you never get that at the gay bars. They're like, I feel like the people at the gay bars are like, we've been judged so much. You could wear anything, you know?
I love that tip. I love that. So before we go off, where can people find Grypmat and buy it and learn more about your company and everything?
Yeah. You find me on Instagram or TikTok, Tom26.
I love your TikTok.
So if you want to see some fresh hip dances, check out my TikTok. So Tom26 Burden, and then Grypmat is just, it's GRYPMAT .com or Instagram, or Instagrams are like strong suit. That's where we got the most following. But awesome. Yeah,
very cool. Thanks so much for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. This is a fun one. I usually get asked to like, tell me about motivation. What motivated you? Or like, or you know, entrepreneurship. So this is the one stuff like that.
Yay, good. I'm glad you wanted to come on. I was like, I'm gonna message him. I was like, he may not be interested, but we'll see how it goes.
This is probably my most fun one.
Yay, sure. Good.
Definitely probably gonna be the most memorable too.